Hung had a profound impact on contemporary art as a female figurative painter engaging with historical narratives and her own personal history, who never shied away from confronting the power dynamics of our country, whose journey through the decades is a testament to her courage and commitment to art and life.
What she was a person who made extraordinary objects out of paint. I actually got to go into her studio and see the process of how things were made, and to see all the research and development and all the sources she had, and just being in the factory itself, and that was just an extraordinary day, and ended by a wonderful meal together, and it was one of those magical days that you just very rarely, if ever, have.
刘虹的性格是非常开朗、非常的热情的这样的一个性格，但是他的作品是非常深沉、非常朴素，具有一种悲悯的这种情怀，去关注移民、关注身份、关注女性的处境和底层人的处境。我觉得他是一种有大爱的这样的一个艺术家，不断的去挖掘，不断的对这些生活进行反思。他把多重的东西融合在一起，特别是他的这个艺术手法，他有很多很稀薄的颜色，像那个泪水一样冲刷下来的这样的表现方法，他称之为哭泣现实主义。我觉得这是一个特别好的一个概括。
We know that portraiture historically was used as a vehicle to ascribe status, power to the wealthy, and to reinforce class hierarchies. Hung's portraits give voice to the voiceless, make visible those who have been made invisible by society. And she does it with such care and veneration, and that evokes empathy and compassion in the viewer.
When I first saw Hung's work, Resident Alien, I was in college, and as someone who'd experienced or is experiencing, similar issues of, finding space in the United States as well as maintaining ties to a quote-unquote home country, it was one of the first works I ever saw that actually, mirrored my reality.
Her impact is the voice of people like us, people of color, people or immigrant communities that struggle to find voices. And it's actually the impact of artists on culture, thereby increasing the envelope that is so narrow sometimes in contemporary art.
I think the biggest impact I feel from Hung is she being an immigrant, and the experience of immigration that goes beyond just a change of passport. Immigration is an inner change. You change from inside. I had exactly the same kind of cards with the word resident alien on top, as if you were coming from another planet. But that kind of feeling makes you feel that like you are a citizen of a borderless country. And that's something that I believe Hung Liu felt as well.
My memory with Hung is my first time meeting her at the National Portrait Gallery, and I was so excited to be able to meet her and finally tell her in person what a huge impact she had on my life and on my work.
She was incredibly funny. She was a riot. She was fun to be around. And her work was injected with that kind of humor too sometimes, but her work is also dead serious.
他是一个特别快乐而且非常幽默的人， 每次见着他总是笑声不断。
She had a joy and acerbic way too about being a friend. It's like we always understood each other, not just our art, but each other.
我觉得他的特点就是刘永把快乐都是带给别人的，把苦涩都含在心里，和他的绘画是一致的。我也知道一点他的故事，比如他在寻找他的离散的父亲。我通过他这种绘画形式的传达，我能感受到这份寻找的苦涩，这份亲情的隔离，以及中国近代史、现代他经历的事件对他个人心灵的影响，我觉得这些都投射到他的绘画里去了。他把这些苦难也好，快乐也好，都化作了某种绘画的形式，在画面中流淌，在画面中寻找。
Recently, I was reflecting on the poetic arc of Hung's life. And I realized she started as a young woman in China, a young artist in China with a camera, photographing proletariat in the field, photographs that she used her entire career. And then one day she discovered the photos of Dorothea Lange, who was another woman with a camera, who photographed workers in the field, and Hung finished her life with that body of work. And that gesture of the circle is a gesture that Hung has used throughout her life and her work, but it's also reminiscent of the path of her life.
If I had to describe Hung Liu in one word, I would use the word passionate.
Magical.
Legendary.
Fierce.
Fierce. Fierce, that's the word.
Eternal.
I would say devoted. Not only devoted to her painting, but devoted to her husband and devoted to life itself. And also just devoted to the craft of painting, which was something that she never ever questioned and just kept pushing the boundaries and pushing the envelope, and I give her such credit. I miss what she hasn't done, but I treasure what she has.